Hi, my name is Paula Shaw, and in this video I'm going to discuss the astronomical, astrological, and esoteric significance of solstice. This is the midpoint of the year, and the solstice occurs twice a year, and it marks a pivotal moment when the sun reaches either its highest or its lowest point in the sky, depending whether you're in the northern or the southern hemisphere. And this results in it being either the longest day or the shortest day. So for people in the northern hemisphere, you're at summer solstice. This is your longest day. And for us down here in the southern hemisphere, it's our longest night. For us, it's the 22nd of June. You guys, it's the 21st. But it's not just that one moment. The date that we work with is actually the date, that time, that 21st, 22nd is when the sun ingresses into astrological tropical Cancer. But the actual days, these longer days and longer nights, it's usually over a few days, but this is like the midpoint, and it's the moment that we would mark as the turning point in the season. But beyond its astronomical significance, the solstice holds a deep spiritual and esoteric meaning that has been cherished, celebrated, and honored by cultures throughout history, throughout recorded history. Even the stone circles, it appears as though they are marking these turning points of the seasons, and you can really appreciate why it would be so significant pre-technology or electricity in this way that we live now. When we lived in, hunter-gatherer, or even when we started to live as agricultural societies, we needed to understand the seasons. It would have a massive impact on where we were living, how we were preparing our food. And, so just on that really practical level, our ancestors would celebrate these times, and then over time, meaning and ritual and ceremony starts being woven into these turning points. We are at the midpoint of this year, and in this video I also want to talk about the rest of this year astrologically, because I feel at this solstice we've got some big astrological dynamics such as Pluto and Capricorn, and I really want to touch on that a little bit later on in this video. But before that, I want to just really honor the way that our ancestors would celebrate these times. They would actually see it as a triumph of dark over light, or vice versa. They would celebrate this celestial event with honestly elaborate rituals and ceremonies to honor the cosmic forces at play. And I feel that, these changes of seasons are so symbolic of the cycles of nature that we all experience. Just as the seasons follow these predictable patterns of life, of birth, of growth, of decay, and renewal, this aligns with all aspects of our existence. Being a human, we undergo these cycles in our lives, and the ancient teachings would truly emphasize these cycles and use these as moments to help us reflect on the impermanence of worldly phenomena, of the material realms, of the reality that everything is always changing and life is cyclical. Studying astrology has taught me how to really move with life and the impermanence of everything. That everything is cyclical. Nothing is permanent. Nothing stays the same. And so when you start to journey with these cycles and this continual impermanence of worldly events, something really incredible can happen to you as you begin to experience these eternal, universal principles of truth, of spiritual development and growth. Truly, in some ancient teachings, what is seen as permanent is the true nature of reality. And if you are always focused only on the material phenomena, you will never be able to experience the places that are unchanging and eternal. So honoring the cycles, journeying with these solstices and the equinoxes, it's these extraordinary moments where you can really sit with endings and beginnings, the triumph of light over dark or dark over light, depending where you are in the world, and really celebrate that. You know, this is the midpoint of 2023, and this is another powerful year for all of us, another powerful year for the collective story. We have just had Pluto journey back into Capricorn. Pluto's now retrograde. Saturn is retrograde in Pisces. Neptune's preparing to go retrograde in Pisces, and weaving all of that together at this pivotal moment. The rest of 2023 has a very, very intense energy of going back over facing big fears, going back over old dynamics and old patterns that need to end. And it is intense. You know, it is really a time of old karma unraveling. Saturn, Pluto retrograde, in context of all of the biggest cycles for the rest of this year. Well, the retrograde cycles will shift, but Pluto will be in Capricorn until the end of this year. These are times where whatever you've been sowing, you will be reaping. You can't control the retrograde time, as in, this is a moment of, if you've been putting in good effort, hard work, what will be happening as the patterns change is you'll be reaping what you've been sowing in a positive way. And for anyone that's been sowing negative seeds, this won't be a comfortable time. This year we find Pluto is remaining in Capricorn, bringing with it an intense, continual transformation. It's now retrograde, and this is a process of unraveling old karma. And really, it's encouraging us to confront some of our deeper fears. And this could be really heavy. And this will be playing out until the end of the year. Capricorn rules over governments, big organizations. This is a bigger cycle I talk about so much because you just cannot deny it. And at this turn of the season, at this solstice, I would recommend you really think about, what do you want to begin anew? What intentions do you want to bring into this season? And you can look at it until the equinox, which is the midpoint again in a few months, or you could really feel into, how do you want to navigate the rest of 2023? What do you want to focus on? What's going to help you steady yourself as we move forwards? Pluto in Capricorn, we've got to face our bigger fears around the issues to do with Capricorn. And this is at the collective level. Pluto is dredging up the shadow to do with Capricornian themes as government, patriarchy, bigger structures that are based in old traditions that no longer necessarily represent and reflect who we are becoming. The rest of this year will be, at the collective level, intense. The old agendas will be trying to but to dig down deeper into what they want to conserve. The solstice is teaching us about the cyclical nature of life, and Many people on earth over the next 6 months will be trying to control that, to conserve, to hold on. And if you get pulled into that, you will struggle. You will be confronted with these forces. And so at this solstice, honor our ancestors, honor this deeper understanding of the cyclical nature of life, and take a moment to prepare yourself for the rest of 2023. No matter what, you can transform yourself, even if there is this bigger dynamic playing out in the field. The eternal nature, the true nature of reality is unchanging. It does not matter what's playing out in the material world. You can really lean into this solstice and honor the ancient traditions, the rituals, and the myths, reminding you of the cyclical nature of life and the deep importance of your own personal transformation, no matter what is going on. Embrace the energies of this solstice, embrace the newness, set some intentions, or if you already set intentions at the new moon in Gemini, seed them in deeper. There's a Mercury Cazimi coming up, which is a very sacred time as well. This will also be in Cancer because it's Mercury conjunct the Sun in Cancer, where the Sun is now just moving into. And you can really keep boosting your own personal goals, intentions, transformation, no matter what is going on out there. You can't deny the biggest story, but you can hold the line and keep evolving within yourself, no matter what is going on. And with the full moon coming up in a couple of weeks, the first full moon of this season in Capricorn, it is happening in a place in the sky where we're going to be asked to challenge our addiction to or being distracted by the material world. So that's a very interesting full moon. I will do a video to dive into that. But if you want to dive deeper in with the themes of that full moon, join my Patreon, where I'm offering bespoke rituals for each lunar phase, each lunation, including unique oracle card spreads for each new moon and full moon as a way to get in touch and stay on this path of personal transformation. It's ritual from my intention with what I create to honor being in sync, being in harmony with the natural cycles that we live in, that we're a part of, to support you to go into a personal transformative experience. So if you're feeling you want to check in with your own personal cycles for the next 6 months, then I'm offering 10% off my soul sessions. There's a link, there'll be a link under this video, wherever on YouTube, to have a check-in with me. Look at your chart, look at the cycles, where is Pluto in your chart? And also, again, if you want to keep journeying and feel connected to your inner world, your own wisdom and your own personal transformation, check out my Patreon, where I dive into these themes so much more at such a deep level. But yeah, enjoy this solstice. Open yourself to a cosmic exploration of something else. Remember, we are all interconnected with the universe, with each other, and honestly, astrology provides us with, in a way, like a roadmap to understand ourselves and our relationship to the cycles. So, if you feel you want to look at what's coming up for you during the next 6 months so you can feel strong, feel intentional and supported, then yeah, book in a session with me. Okay, guys, happy solstice wherever you are in the world. Yeah, I'll see you next week with a full moon in Capricorn video.